Ready? Making it up as I go. Welcome to another edition of Fit and Fire, your home for guns and gear and the fitness to run both. I'm Mark, and I really appreciate you guys stopping by. So, this episode, we're talking about the accuracy of the Palmetto State Armory PA-10 Gen 2 chambered in 308. This has been a video that is a long time coming, and I do apologize for not getting this out sooner. I'm going to go into a number of different reasons why it's taken me so long to get into it, but before I get into that, I wanted to take a second to say thank you very much to Mike and Lisa Irving of the Tallgrass Shooting Sports Complex. It's just outside of Manhattan. They've extended an invitation to me to be able to come out and shoot at the range at any time that I'm available, and they're available, of course, naturally. And I just wanted to say thank you so much to the both of you. And another reason why I really wanted to say thank you as well is because they have an organization that is, kind of near and dear to my heart. They run the Flint Hills Foster Teen Camps, and this is an organization, it's a nonprofit organization that they have pulled together to really focus in on the area's foster teens. As we go each and every single year, the number of foster teens that are in the system continues to grow, and a lot of them just kind of get lost in the mix. Mike and Lisa have pulled together an organization that really tries its best to pull in as many of these foster teens together to really allow them the opportunity to be heard, to be loved, and to get some opportunities to be amongst other people and learn some life skills. One of those life skills is something that they do where they bring teens out and they teach them how to shoot a number of different firearms. Typically, they'll start them off with 22 long rifles, but the point that they try to do is to introduce them to firearms, to teach them how to respect firearms, how to ensure that they are safe around firearms, and to kind of build their confidence a little bit. Anybody who has never been around firearms and they kind of see them, they're kind of scary and everything, they're really unconfident. And it's always great to have some great teachers to come along and show individuals how to shoot, how to respect, and how to be safe around rifles and pistols. So Mike and Lisa, thank you so much for the ability for me to come out and use your range. Thank you so much for pulling this organization together. I'll have information down in the description below. If you guys are interested in checking it out, by all means, go check it out. If you'd like to donate, by all means, do that as well. They could always use some extra financial support. So thanks again, and let's get into it. So again, we're talking about the accuracy of the Palmetto State Armory PA-10 Gen 2 and 308. Now, I did a video that I've kind of gotten some mixed signals from a number of different people. I feel that this is the best budget AR-10 on the market today. And the reason why I feel that way is because it comes from a pretty decent manufacturer in Palmetto State Armory. The price point is below $600, so there are very, very few AR-10s on the market today that are at that price point. And I feel that Palmetto State Armory puts together some decent quality rifles. Now, there has been a lot of question about the accuracy of Palmetto State Armory's rifles, regardless if that's the AR-15 or the AR-10. And I've had a number of people that have asked me to pull a video together that shows the accuracy, 5-round shots at 100 yards. And I was able to do that last weekend. Now, it's taken me this long because I initially did it some months ago, and I was shooting 100 yards, kind of upslope on a very, very windy day, and the accuracy of it was less than acceptable. We're looking at somewhere around the 3 to 4 inch margin at 100 yards, and that is not where I would expect this rifle to be. So there was a number of different factors. Now, I'd talked to another friend of mine, and he had had issues with the accuracy of his as well. So I took some time, did some research, talked to a number of different individuals who have more knowledge on the AR-10 than I did. And the consensus of that was that there's a break-in period that you're going to need to run a number of rounds through any AR platform to get the bolt face and the breech to kind of marry up and work all of the issues out. Naturally, a semi-automatic rifle is going to be less accurate than a bolt gun, and that is kind of one of the reasons why you need to kind of work that bolt and barrel combination out just a little bit. So I reached out to my dad. He's got a number of different 308 rifles and has kind of stockpiled some ammunition, and he was able to get me hooked up with a 200 rounds of Silver Bear, which I do know is not a high quality round. This is all bulk Russian ammunition, so my intent and purpose for using this was just to get rounds through it and get that round count through it. So by the end of the first outing and my last outing last weekend, I've got about 300 rounds through it, and I feel that I have the accuracy kind of dialed in at this point. When I did shoot this at the range, it was not sighted in with the scope, so the round impact is a little high and to the left on most of this, so don't fault me on that. It's just how it worked out. I didn't take time to really dial in the scope. So let's go ahead and start talking about it. I fired 195 rounds of the Silver Bear through the rifle. All I did was I just went to the bench that they had at the Tallgrass Shooting Sports Complex and shot at a target that was 70 yards away. I did that for, I don't know, about 100 rounds. I shot some at a steel target that was at 70 yards, and I just really was concentrating on getting those rounds through it. The only time that I allowed the rifle to rest was while I was loading magazines, because I was firing from 20 round magazines, and just trudge right through that round count. I saved 5 rounds to utilize that as a comparison of 3 different types of ammunition to show you the difference between kind of the low end, medium style ammunition and a high end, high quality ammunition as well. So let's get into it. One of the things I did want to point out was while I was shooting the 195 rounds at 70 yards, I was able to put 6 rounds right on top of each other in 2 different iterations, as you can see right here. Those 6 rounds, again, 70 yards right on top of each other, so 1 MOA or less. So for me, that's actually pretty good. That's pretty accurate. I am not a precision shooter. The furthest I've ever shot was in my qualification tables in the U.S. Army, and that was 300 yards. And even at that, it was hit and miss. So I am not the world's greatest shooter. I'd like to be at some point, but at this stage in my life, I'm really not. So we started off with Silver Bear, ran the 195 rounds, and then switched over to 100 yards, put the rifle into a lead sled, and fired 5 rounds of the Silver Bear. And as you can see right here, this is the accuracy that I was able to get. Now, you will see that I did edit to this only for time, because I really wanted to concentrate on my sight picture, my breathing control, and trigger squeeze. So I did cut this down just a little bit so that I'm not running a 30-minute video. So there's the Silver Bear. It's surplus ammunition, so naturally the accuracy is not going to be very good. It's going to be marginal at best. So you're going to get 2, 3, 4 inch MOA groups at 100 yards. But then you're going to end up having several rounds that are going to fire right on top of each other. So there's a very large margin of error on the surplus magazine, or surplus ammunition rather. So the next ammunition that I went to was Winchester, and this is the Deer Season XP. I run this in my bolt gun. I have a Mossberg Patriot in 270 Winchester. So I like this round. I thought it was a good representation of a hunting round and one that's kind of a mid-range. It's not super high quality, but is definitely not surplus. So as you can see, the accuracy on that round was a little less than what I was expecting as well. So again, there may be a lot to do with my abilities, but I think at 100 yards I'm pretty decent, pretty accurate. So got about 2.5 MOA at 100 yards with the Deer Season XP, if not just a little bit more. Now, the final type of ammunition that I used is the Federal Premium ammunition. This is the Gold Medal Sierra Match King. This, I hope, is a round that's indicative of a very high quality, high performance round. This is what I was able to pick up at Academy Sports. It was one of the most expensive rounds that I could buy. Not to say that the price point is indicative of how accurate it is, but as you can see in the video here, that round far outproduced any other round. Now, this would have been a sub MOA group at 100 yards, but I did have one flyer. So counting that, you're looking right about 1.5 MOA. And let me tell you, with that being said, I mean, with this rifle right here, 1.5 MOA at 100 yards for this particular shooter is outstanding. I'm very happy with that. If I was to take the Match King ammo out on a hunting trip, I would be very confident that this rifle would take down anything that I'm trying to hunt. So that's my opinion. That's what I was able to do with the accuracy testing. I'd like to hear what you guys have to say. Is this what you were expecting? Is this type of accuracy testing what you're used to? Is there some improvements that I could have done with this style of testing? Sound off in the comments down below. I'd like to hear what you guys have to say about it. I do apologize for not getting this out sooner, but again, like I said, fighting the weather, fighting the wind, getting to a point where I could get enough rounds through it to kind of break the rifle in and really dial that accuracy in. Those are some of the different things that I was challenged with in getting this taken care of. Not to mention a number of different things that have happened over the last couple months between SHOT Show, between holidays and everything, just life in general. So I really do appreciate you guys hanging out and waiting for me on this and really kind of keeping me focused on getting this video out. So that's all I got this time. I really do appreciate you guys stopping by. Thank you so much for all the support, and I've got some more stuff coming. Hang out. Here it comes. High five, 2, ready? Here we go. If you made it this far in the video, then I'd really appreciate you guys would consider subscribing. You can do that right here. Or if you want to check out some other videos that I've got going, check them out right here. If you like the hoodies and shirts that I'm wearing, that's Revolutionary Patriot. I got a link to their website down in the description below with a discount code. And as always, keep on dropping those bells and shells. Thanks, y'all.